Mercer from firefighterwife.com, and we're here today with another question from one of our audience members. Today's question is anonymous because it's about sex, and not everybody likes to ask questions about sex to just anyone, but where else to ask but your firefighter wife sisterhood. Today's question is, in your marriage with your firefighter, how do you keep sex and intimacy exciting, and do you schedule around the fire department schedule? Great question. First of all, marriage intimacy is super, super important in marriage, and it can be tough to fit it in around the schedule. You're already missing a few nights a month with your firefighter, so it never hurts to work on it a little more and to really take some extra attention towards intimacy in your marriage. And what says sexy like a chart? So here we go. I'm going to chart an example of how your month might look to find moments for intimacy and date nights with your husband. Now, I haven't personally done this for sex, but we have done this, and we do this for our date time. So let's go. Here's an example. Let's start with Blue. Blue being his shift day. So he works every third day. So I'm going to put a big X right away on every third day. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then this is my favorite part of doing the shift calendars. You just make the diagonals. X, 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 X. And back over here for another X. So this is for a 24-48 shift calendar. So you can kind of make your own variation. But right away you're going, oh yeah, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 nights a month? No, 11 nights a month that you're not even going to have a chance to sleep in the same bed together. Not looking good. Next, let's schedule in the inevitable, the monthly visitor. Some of you can be creative around that. Some of us can't. Here's when the monthly visitor always happens, Murphy's Law. He's getting off duty, and it's a weekend. Boom, boom, 2 nights off the calendar. Maybe longer, at least 2 nights. What else interrupts a schedule during the month? Well, the dreaded overtime. Gosh, overtime shift. Oh, maybe an overtime shift here. Maybe working a trade for somebody. 2 more nights off the calendar. Maybe you got a sick kid. Sick kid. Sick kid. And maybe you're going out of town. Maybe you're going to your in-laws. Not always the most romantic spot. Out of town. Wow, look at that. Before you know it, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nights that maybe you haven't even slept in the same bed together. It starts to look complicated. So what does that leave us with? I'm going to use green for go. How many nights do we have left? Night, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, that's starting to not feel so bad. 13 opportunities in the evening, and I know some of you ladies are out there saying, who needs the evening? We do it in the daytime. You can find extra fun times in the daytime. Kids are at school, everybody else is working. It's starting to look better. So, here's my challenge. Maybe you're not nerdy like me and you don't chart this, but I think it's important to at least look and see if you're going to have a long stretch like this of how many nights you're going to be away from each other, then you might start looking at scheduling a special date night before that long stretch happens, or at least after it's over, so you can really reconnect with each other. So I'm going to challenge you guys to actually do this schedule for your life. Just doing the exercise visually and seeing it can really make a difference and maybe give you some light bulbs or some ideas for what you're missing. If this is too complicated or too nerdy, or you're not that kind of a planner, the second idea, I just call it the rule of 3s. And again, this works on a 24-48 calendar. He works for 1 night, he's home for 2 nights. If you can find time to be intimate one of those 2 nights, check it off the list. You're done. So every 3 days, you get an opportunity to make sure that you're intimate together, that you have some alone time. That's kind of an easier way. Now, I know some of you are looking at this going, this is not what our calendar looks like. My husband has gone way more than this. He works a second job. He works at a volunteer station. We're lucky if we have this many nights, even having family dinner together. And that's a whole different discussion. If that's really what's going on in your marriage, I think it might be time to have one of those difficult conversations and decide, are you really giving enough to your marriage? Is there too much going on in your life? Have you left enough room for, what it really takes to keep your marriage together? Even if it's just for a season, I think it's really important that you're all on the same page, that you're doing this together, you're in it together, maybe 6 months of academy or 3 months of a rescue school or an officer school, and you can power through, but gosh, reward yourself at the end of that with a nice long getaway. All right, so let's recap. Chart your shift schedule. Remember the rule of threes. And if it's apparent that you're not having enough time together, kind of got to dive in and do that serious, important talk for your marriage. And if you haven't been out to firefighterwife.com, there are 2 great resources out there that can help you with the intimacy aspect and with the just reconnecting. The Love Dare is one of them, firefighterwife.com/thelovedare, and that's a 40-day program to really reconnect emotionally, spiritually, intimately with your spouse. And the other is our 12 Steamy Nights with Your Firefighter. So it's a free ebook, and whether you're a little more on the conservative side or you're a little more on the crazy steamy side, there's ideas throughout that whole ebook for how you can surprise your firefighter for 12 nights in a row with just a little extra special things that he's not expecting. It's a great way to reconnect with your marriage. Even if he's on shift, there's some ideas for what you can do while he's there. Thank you again for this question. And if any of you have questions ever, you can always drop them on our website, firefighterwife.com, or on our Facebook page, facebook.com/thefirefighterwife. Thanks so much.